Hey everybody, welcome to today's joint episode between the Old School Cannabis Project and what's your podcast called, bro?
Fourth House Farms podcast.
All right, cool. Well, we'll get Rich to put a link to that in the description so all the subscribers of the Old School Cannabis Project can go join your podcast as well to check out your content because yeah, today you're hosting while Rich is busy working. So, anyway, everybody, welcome to today's episode. And we're just here with Fourth House to tell us about everything he's doing and breeding with my old timer one genetics.
Hell yeah, dude. How you doing? First off, Blue, how you been?
I'm okay, bro. Today I'm pretty fucking tired because it's later over here and I've had my nephews to look after and I've walked fucking miles and had to entertain them. So I'm pretty fucking tired. But apart from that, I'm all good, man. How
I
you?
hear that shit, man. Yeah, hold on a sec. Yeah, yeah, man. I've been working like a fucking dog with the genetics since we've last spoken, and I've gotten the website up and everything, man. I've been going hard this summer. It's been crazy. Um,
Nice. So
yeah.
what have you? I remember you had a tent for the stuff, and I've been offline a little bit recently, but I did see today, I think, or maybe yesterday, you posting about some haze. That's tell,
Yeah, dude. There's a female in here that's scary as shit, dude. I'm kind of intimidated by the way she looks. Like I've never had I mean, like she's obviously haze as far as the spud structure and the smells coming off, but like there's some weird like freaky shit coming off of it that kind of like a rotten meat smell to it.
yeah.
And oh my God, it's kind of scary, bro. Like the way it looks, it's just like, like Little Shop of Horrors or some shit, like some kind of alien plant or something, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm ready, but I'm like, whoo, I know she's gonna have some kind of crazy effect.
Well, tell us how she came about then, because I think last time you were on the show, or certainly maybe the time before, you showed it. Well, definitely the time before, you showed us, or last year even, you showed us your outdoor work with the genetics you got from the Tip Town tickets that I bred, and you had a whole different range of skunks and fruit stuff and some hazes. And then I believe you made a load of seeds from those, and then you popped those indoors, and that's where your haze is coming from right now. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yep. My selections from last year. I took the 100 Turptown tickets. Uh, Out of those, I kept 28 that were like that piqued my interest completely, and five were males, two skunks, three hazes. I mean, excuse me, three skunks, two hazes. Um, and on to 23, like just completely random and smelly and beautiful females from that pack. Pollinated those. I brought those inside. I've been working them ever since, and then I've actually released them as like the skunk steps. It's just like it's just some steps
So
along the way.
sorry to interrupt, but so that was like a open pollination with those five males hitting all the 23 females, was it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I had them in a shotgun crux. Like basically, I had them like the five males like surrounding the females, and like so like there's some sides of the plant that were more dominant on certain males, like and there were certain sides of the plant and certain plants that were more dominant on the male side. So it was like they were kind of I had a kind of selection like that right there. But then I just kept each plant and marked the offspring, from the seeds and everything, and I just separated, labeled those, and kept those, and yeah, and then I've been running them based on terpenes and structure and everything else. Like, I mean, just that alone, that's how I've been classifying and keeping. And yeah, man, this tent is so fucking smelly. You can smell it when you walk. Like, well, first off, what hits you is like outside because like I got like a quarter-mile long driveway, and like you go out there and like you can fucking man, it hits you like especially like today when it's really hot. It just like hits you, man. It just like the garden over on the hill, and but then like you get up to the porch and you can smell from the basement coming up right now. from all the stinkiness going on. I'm in week 6 right now in flower inside, and I got 15 selections from outside this year that are fucking fantastic. They were bug resistant. They were, cold resistant. They were everything resistant up until the point I brought them in, compared to everything else around them. And they're flowering out right now. I took clones of all of those. I took clones of all the ones outside too. And yeah, I got them in a separate tent. I've got them in a 3 foot by 8 foot tent inside. That's supposed to be for outside. It's a greenhouse, but I just put some fluorescence in the top of it, and it actually stays perfectly humid, like a humidity dome. So it's great for cloning and hardening them off and shit. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. And that's
Okay,
just
okay, so just to get it straight, so indoors in your tent, how many have you got in your tent at the minute?
in flower right now. I have 15 females flowering.
Right.
I did take the pollen from one of my selections, one of my strains I've been working on for a long time, Great Schoolies. And I took and I selectively with a paintbrush put it on like a few choice buds in there. I didn't like just open, I just fucking with it, just see what I'll get. You know what I mean? Out of those crosses or whatever. But yeah, for the most part, it's just a smoke run, for the head and for testing and to see what we got, and because always
So,
trying to improve.
so basically, you'll be able to, of those 23 females, I guess you kind of gave them each a name based on their terp profile and expressions, and you're testing out the seeds from each of those 23. Is that right?
Absolutely, that's what we're running them, and we're running them in stages, at about 100 at a time, just to select the best out of those. And man, I've got some really, really, really strong fucking plants, man. Right? You know what I'm saying? They're these things are fucking epic, dude. Like y'all did a great job. You did a great job preserving them. Man, you went through hell, I know, to preserve them and shit, and I sure appreciate it because uh I'll tell you what, man, there's nothing else like them. And I'm glad I came across them because shit, man, it's taken my whole, it's made me into a real fucking breeder. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I've really fucking like dove in, my man. Like I've like, man, it's not, I'm not going on name, I'm not going on progeny, I'm going on fucking like effects, smell, terpenes, flavors, structure. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up raw, like the ancestors, and it's really fucking cool.
Well,
So
I think you've got enough experience of them now so that you can back me up when I can back you up when you just said there is nothing else like them. I think we don't need to be fucking what's the word, coy. I think which I've never been, and that's why I've attracted so much hate and love in
love or
equal
hate.
measures. But let's just say it how it fucking is. Yeah, this old timer one gene pool pisses all over everything else that exists, doesn't it?
That's a nice way, and that was a very nice way of putting it. You know what I
Yeah, that's
mean? Because
that's
I mean,
why that's why I've had 100 Instagram accounts because of jealous little bitches, and it's down to this little bitch ass community, which you know instead of greeting the greatest injection of fresh genetic material into a stagnated absolute dog shit gene pool that has ever happened in the last 20, 30 years, they just it was just too much for their fragile egos, and they've just not been able to admit the truth. But then there are the odd people like you and other guests that come on here who haven't got fucking stupid egos and all the rest of it, who are quite happy to admit that these are the fucking best genetics exist.
yeah.
I don't say that bragging. The fact is, I've always said this: if I didn't have these old timer one genetics, I would not be known to anybody because I would not be the next bum out there crossing Gorilla Glue to fucking cookies or some shit. Um, there's enough of them people out there. The only
But
reason
yeah,
the only reason I came into prominence and awareness of the community, I guess, is simply because I had something so different and unique and special to offer. And after 25 years, well, nearly 30 years almost now, of growing and smoking, I've seen pretty much everything out there that existed, and if there was anything better, I'd fucking say so. But there's just not. Old Timer One was the greatest ever to do it. Somebody had to be and has to be, and I think it was him. But and there's obviously like a lot of people, his friends, I guess, from back in the day that were cool and had great genetics too, because he got a lot of his genetics from trading with other people, and then he just refined them and did his own selections, etc. But somebody ultimately has to have had the best fucking genetic library out there. And it certainly wasn't that fucking dead bum Sam the Skunk, man. It was Old Timer One for sure, because nothing has got the range of terps. Nothing, like you said, has got the pest resistance, the drought tolerance, the disease resistance, the vigor, the yields, the fucking insane repertoire of effects, the diversity of effects as possible. Most people today have not got the slightest clue, not through their own, it's not their own fault, but it's only because of what's available,
Mm-hmm.
what's hyped by fucking dickheads like Burner, and and hidden as well by scumbags like Kevin Jodrey, who still in 2025 is such a spastic, that he's claiming skunk is lost and won't come back and doesn't exist, when the filthy turd has known since 2017 that I've got that gene pool from Old Timer One absolutely full of skunks, not just one skunk, but fucking literally dozens. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't give two fucks, man. I never have done. Old Timer One had the best genetics, and now I've created the biggest gene pool that's ever existed, originating from his. And now people like you are experiencing them and fucking reporting them, backing me up, and doing your own great breeding as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes from your stuff, bro. Maybe next tomorrow or something, we can do another little follow-up episode where you can show us your garden and show us everything that's in that tent.
Absolutely, bro. Hell, like you were saying though about old timer, man. It's one of them things. It's like, why wouldn't you? Why would if there are better tools to work with to do a job to get you to where you want to be, why wouldn't you want to use those tools to make the job not only easier but more, but prettier and better, and everything, more professional, more everything, you know what I mean? And that's essentially this gene pool. Why wouldn't you want to work with what you know to be fucking untouched, beautiful, beautiful genes, man. Shit, they're so unique that there's shit like, and dude, I'm 40 years old, and I haven't. There's shit in here that I've never fucking smelled. You know what I mean? Like in my life, and
Yeah.
I've been doing this shit since I was like full time. I've been growing since I was 18. I started when I was 16, but at 18, I've been doing it pretty much every day in my life. And man, shit, I ain't never ran into anything like this, man. And I was in places like, in the backwoods where like, people had held on to shit for like a long time. We had some good skunks and some other shit, that were like kind of passed down. But this shit, my dude, you can tell these are not somebody's, like they gathered these genetics from around the world. You know what I mean?
Well,
These aren't just from one place.
no,
You
no,
know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
no, bro. Listen, I've told people before, like I've posted one of his posts, but like Old Timer One literally collected genetics, and he didn't travel there personally himself because he never liked traveling so much, he said. But nonetheless, he traded from the 60s through to the 80s. He traded with people that did go to travel to all these places. And for example, like every fucking country on the continent of Africa that has native indigenous cannabis varieties like Malawi, Nigeria, etc., he had genetics from, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's all of Africa. He had from India, Kashmir, Nepal, Bhutan, Thailand, Mexico, Colombia, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Panama. Then he had like classics like the skunks from the early days of America and the hazes. You mentioned having stuff from Oregon as well, and also Australia and New Zealand. People over there he traded seeds with as well. So, literally, there is not a place on earth that cannabis originates from that he did not have seeds from. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you were actually following me, bro, back in 2019 when I did that first seed production in the two polytunnels. Did you ever see that?
I wasn't following you at the time. Nuh-uh.
Well, unfortunately, all that content is lost because of twats on Instagram who snitched up my accounts, and like I wasn't in that at that stage like prepared for what an absolute bunch of cunts the community or so-called community is. And so I didn't like, and through losing phones and stuff, I just lost that context. I didn't back it up, I didn't take screenshots and back everything up and this, that, and the other. I just posted on Instagram and kind of thought it'd be there forever. And also on the UK 420 website, because Old Timer One was like a moderator on UK 420, and UK 420 was the first forum I ever went on back in 2004. And they've got this fucking bullshit thread on there, which, I really should have taken down because it's total bullshit. It's called, anybody who searches Blue Skies Vienna and Old Timer One will come up with this thread. It says denouncing Blue Skies Vienna. And I've done a podcast with Rich. They ain't denouncing shit because the facts are, unfortunately, Old Timer One is dead now. But I put on there originally when I made all those seeds. Well, when I made the very first seeds, just before the fire in Portugal in 2017. After I came out of hospital, I had loads of videos and also loads of pictures from the private forum that I used to be on called Connoisseur Community. Um, so I had loads of content, and I knew Old Timer One was like practically blind at that point. He was in his either late 80s or early 90s. And so I just wanted to show him all the phenomenal fucking plants originating from his genetics, grown, to their peak perfection in a beautiful climate outdoors. And I wanted him to see his work. So I'd been on that forum since 2004, but like had kind of not been on it for fucking years before I posted to him. So I joined it, made a new account, posted it, and it was called Flowers for Old Timer One, the thread was. And it had probably like close to 100 different pictures and videos of all this stuff looking absolutely amazing. And I DM'd him and like said that here's all your stuff. And at first he was like a bit, he was like, because he was just a suspicious guy anyway. He didn't want anybody to breed with. He didn't want anybody to breed with his work and put his name to it. That's where it all started, or the controversy, as it were. Because, I said this is genetics originating from Old Timer One, fucking because it was. It wasn't from anybody else. It was from his stuff. It was from his ESP haze and his Lot 5. That was the progenitors of all the things I've produced since. So then I said to him in DM, I said, look, I'm not looking for your validation. I'm not asking you to fucking tell me this is your shit. I'm telling you this is your shit. You know who I was back in the day when I used to be on the forum, and you can obviously see this is not some fucking Dutch crap. This is clearly your shit. And then he kind of like chilled out a bit and was cool. And then he started, having a conversation with me in DMs saying, oh, it's a shame you haven't got this particular haze. And then I fucking showed him I did. And he's like, oh, this lavender one. And I was like, yeah, I actually have. And I showed him pictures of that, which I hadn't yet posted, showing his lavender haze and stuff. And then that thread was on there for quite a while. Everybody was loving it. He was cool. But then I posted one day in it, I'd made 250,000 seeds from all those plants. And then they just fucking like banned the thread because they're just such cocks. They don't like anybody making any money from fucking his genetics, and they're just dicks, right? So they deleted that thread. So I lost a lot of content there.
Damn.
And then they put up this stupid thread denouncing Blueskiesvienna. And as I say, they can't denounce shit because all time I had messages as well, which unfortunately have been lost. But people did see. Lots of people follow me in the early days, saw my actual DMs from Old Timer One, where he admitted, saying stuff like, oh, the hazes you've got, they're from a time way before Ace got the, Ace seeds, way before Ace got those hazes. and they were considered much harder to grow, the ones you've got, blah, blah, blah. So he's admitted it, and people have seen his admission of my genetics came from his. And what I always used to say, of course, is, well, if I didn't get them from Old Timer One, where the fuck else did I get all these phenomenal fucking rank skunks, hazes, and incredible heirlooms, which have got terps and morphologies that are completely different to anything else that exists currently, because they're not attached to, connected to anything of the last 25 years. They're purely my work with his work. So it's like, I must be some phenomenal fucking genius and, just the greatest ever to do it. If I didn't get them from Old Timer One, then surely, So,
Fucking A.
so yeah, that content got lost, and early content got lost. But to get back to the original point, yeah, in 2019, that fucking seed run I did in the 2 polytunnels, which some people listening now will remember, it just looked like the fucking 1980s seed bank catalogue, brought to life. And you could see literally fucking everything. And you could see, if you knew what you're looking at, you could see Afghans and Mexicans and Colombians and this, that, and the other. You could see them, you could
Damn right you
identify
can.
them. So yeah, it is the best gene pool that exists, in my opinion, and fucking pretty vast experience. And not because I'm so fucking wonderful, but because All Time One, spent what, 30, 40 years plus, breeding and creating and making wonderful fucking selections, which we're all now benefiting from. So yeah, that's how I was getting onto that bullshit thread on UK 420. I should really fucking have it took down legally, because it's defamation, because everything's I've got so much proof, such a body of evidence across all my 100 fucking Instagram accounts and all the fucking testimonies on all the podcasts we've done, that it's pretty fucking obvious the thread is bullshit. And yes, of course I did get my fucking genetics from him, but unfortunately he's dead. Jules, the owner, or the guy who started UK 420, who I fucking personally knew and went to his house and fucking sold him hash, all of that. He's now dead. He died earlier. What are we in now? Yeah, I think it was earlier this year. He died. And now his sons have taken over running the thing. So I've been thinking about contacting them to talk about getting that thread took down, because I do have a legal footing and standpoint to fucking get that took down for defamation or whatever, because I've clearly proven, everything I've said is true, and that thread is just bullshit because of a bunch of jealous mods on there that I used to piss off 20 years ago when I first joined the site. But but I do know another moderator who I've known again for almost 20 fucking years, who's still alive, and she knows Jules's wife. So she could, who I met at Jules's house when I went there one day. So, I could probably get it took down. I could get that moderator maybe to hit up his wife and talk to her sons, but it's not like a mad priority for me. But it does piss me off to think, because it does happen, that if you fucking people listening to this perhaps for the first time, and I'm talking about Old Timer One, if they Google Blueskiesvienna and Old Timer One, that bullshit fucking thread will come up. And somebody who's not been deep in the fucking game for 25 fucking years might just believe that shit. That thread's pure fucking horse shit. And I clearly did get all my genetics from Old Timer One. And all I've ever done is give that guy credit. And I'll say this as well. It's a vastly fucking improved set of genetics now, since I've spent my time working on them, than what it was when I started with. ESB Hayes was pretty fucking good, and Lot 5 was pretty fucking good. But what I've pulled out of it and created since is way fucking better. And I don't give a fuck who that offends or upsets. It's just the pure facts, The stuff, you think about the Tip Town tickets and the experience you've had, but I sold fucking thousands of packs of that. And what has come out of them in the last 5 years is just so many countless unique plants, that it's just, yeah, it's just a fucking gift to the fucking community. And as I say, it's only a tiny, tiny percentage, a very, very small fraction of a fucking percent of people that have been fucking honest and truthful and fucking posted their grows and shown everything. But it doesn't bother me, because I know ultimately the impact I've had on the fucking cannabis gene pool, and it's been fucking huge. And it's obvious to see as well. You can look around. See, it's quite funny now since I've been going on X because I can't really be fucked with Instagram anymore. You know how it goes. You follow people to get a follow back, that type of shit. That's how you grow your accounts. And there's some people I've been following on X, and I'm already fucking blocked by them. So, like, and I look, and it's like, yeah, those cunts are clearly fucking breeding with my stuff and fucking blocked
Uh,
before I can even fucking see, you know.
Damn.
It's been obvious, bro. There was no fucking skunk prior to 2020. Didn't matter if some dickheads going, oh yeah, somebody up in some hillbilly in the back of fucking nowhere, he's got skunk. I'm like, is he selling you any fucking seeds? And where are they? And what big deal? He's got one fucking skunk. I've got fucking dozens of different skunks. Skunk spray, skunk carcass, skunk with dog shit, skunk with vomit, skunk with ammonia, skunk with burnt rubber, skunk with this, that, and the other. You know, absolute.
Well, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. Well, I won't name names and shit, but like I've had that skunk because I come from the south. I come from the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's in the same vein of like growers. It's like a network all up and down the fucking Appalachians. You know what I'm saying? So we get the cuts, we get the access to that shit on the low, and I've had that skunk, and yeah, it's skunky, but it's not what dude's saying. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Well, the
just
thing
what
is,
that
there never
is.
was just one skunk anyway, because back in the days, what, 70s and 80s, there was no fucking internet, there were no forums, and people were keeping themselves to themselves. And, one guy was growing skunk in one state, and the guy in another state was growing a different skunk, with different nuances. Yeah, they both smelled of skunk, perhaps, but, they'd be a bit different. And because that's clearly how it must have been, because I've pulled out so many different fucking skunks from old time away.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No. See, that's the thing is that and whether you like him or not, he's a good dude to me, man. Chad Westport was talking about it, and he agrees with you and me on this shit. And the fact that it's there, man. It's all in there, and it's in the structure. You can tell when it's going to be a fucking skunk, man. That structure is there. You know what I
All
mean?
I know
And
about Chad Westport is not very fucking much, other than the stupid cunt took shit about me, and has said previously that I don't have skunk. So fuck Chad Westport and fuck Joshua Sheets too if he's listening. Because last time I dissed Chad Westport, this goofy twat fucking Joshua Sheets was fucking crying like a little bitch. We've had him on as a guest before now on the podcast, but fucking hell, just because I dissed this fucking twat Chad fucking Westport, this clown Joshua Sheets was like harassing my phone for fucking ages. Embarrassing. So yeah, I don't have any fucking beef or I don't give two fucks about Chad Westport, other than I know the cunt has talked shit about me, and he is wrong to do that because
he
I
was
clearly.
he, he was, but he took it back on the
Well, if
last.
he's took it back, then I've got
Yeah,
no issue with Chad
he
Westport.
has, dude. He publicly took that shit back with me on a conversation, basically saying that like this whole beef in the industry, fucking like they need to stop this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
And
I'm
like,
quite happy to forgive and forget anybody who's chatted shit in the past. If somebody's big enough and man enough and fucking decent enough to fucking admit they were wrong and start telling the fucking truth about me and supporting me and what I've done and giving me some credit and recognition, then I'm quite happy to fucking forget the past and move forward. But
yeah,
anybody who
absolutely.
is talking shit, I'm not somebody who's going to just take it. Do you know what I mean? Clearly. And that's why a lot of people fucking do hate me, because I'm just some British guy that just does not give a fuck who you are.
Dude, Patty Pimblett, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who the I don't know, man. I don't know what you look like, man, but that's who I picture I'm always talking to, man. Fucking, just like fucking like scousers, man. We don't get knocked out.
Well, the thing is, I can say what the fuck I want because I don't lie. I've never lied because I've got no reason to lie. Everything I've said is the truth. Everything I've done, I've done. And that's just the facts. So if you've got truth on your side, you cannot ever fucking lose. So I can take on any fucking cunt who's talking shit about me because I'm completely fucking straight, honest, truthful, and cannot be fucked with.
I told my son that I was like, I haven't won all the fights I've been in, But I guarantee the ones that I lost, I was like that I really got my ass kicked. I was not in the right. I was not righteous in my endeavor, and I didn't have anything to fight with. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
therefore, I lost. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel like about this, man. If you ain't got shit to fight with, then shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And the fact is, despite the best fucking efforts of all these bitches, I'm still here. 5, 6 years later, I'm still fucking here, still putting out skunks, still getting testimonies every fucking day of the year about my skunks. And it's just scumbags like Kevin Jodrey who use their position to hide my work and my skunks and my medicine, basically. That's what pisses me off most about Kevin Jodrey, apart from the fact he's a slimy fed turd, is so many people he could have helped, but instead he chose to lie because he's a dirty fed working for the feds, trying to hide the best genetics instead of promoting them. And meanwhile, having this fucking fake persona that he's all about, quality and fucking medicine and helping people and spreading the fucking truth.
that is,
That
yeah,
is
that's what's
you've got to
upsetting.
judge a guy by his fruits, bro, not what he fucking says,
That's,
what he does. And that scumbag, that absolute fucking piece of shit, has really hurt so many people through his lies and working for the feds, basically. So many, how many fucking thousands could he have helped by making them aware of this gene pool of absolute, genuine medicine compared to fucking, instead he's teamed up with a fucking another fat wanker like Burner to promote the McDonald's of fucking cannabis, the worst,
oh my
shittest
God, dude.
variety that's ever fucking existed almost. That's what he's done. He's aligned himself with them, and instead that's what he's promoting to people. So yeah, that's why he's pure scum to me, because of all the fucking people that he could have helped in the last 5 years, but instead they've had to suffer with inferior fucking genetics for their conditions.
Yeah, dude, it's not right, and it's the gatekeeping fucking shit in this world that me and my wife we always talk about this shit, man. Like it's across all communities, whatever you're into, spiritual, cannabis, whatever you're fucking into. There's always gatekeepers. These motherfucker cool these cool kids that try to like maintain the lock on information or like the real deal and try to like act like they're the fucking gurus of the
Yeah.
situation when really, you know what I'm saying? It's the motherfuckers out there like in the basement, like putting in the fucking hard work that are being suppressed, with the good shit. You know what I'm saying? And but there's no ego from the people that are actually like putting in the good work because their work it goes into the work. You know what I'm saying? It's not about and holy shit, it's not cool that there's so much gatekeeping. Um, and you know what, man? Like when the Bible talks about the new heaven and the new earth, man, and the new earth, that shit right there, that's not gonna happen anymore, man. There's not gonna be any more of that gatekeeping shit. You know what I mean? So that's what
Well,
I look forward to.
listen. I've got to say this as well. It's the average members of the community also that are fucking responsible, because there's too many weak people. And what you said is true, that fucking every industry, every interest, every this, that, and the other, whether it be fucking a bowling community, there's always going to be some dickheads hiding the truth about something, but for some
Yeah,
for some reason. It can be absolutely any interest, hobby, or field of expertise. There's always some, as you say, some gatekeeping scumbag who's there deliberately placed to be a fucking agitator or a hider of the truth. And Kevin
yeah,
Petrie is one of them, and all his little crew are the fucking same. And that is what that guy does, is work for the fucking feds. Because let's face it, right? Nobody, especially like the pharmaceutical industry, wants this gene pool to exist. They used, the original scumbag, Dave Watson, aka Sam Skunkman. They sent that Fed DEA scumbag to Amsterdam to, assume a position of control and gatekeeping within the cannabis community. He was getting, he obviously destroyed skunk. He took the original skunk that smelled like a skunk and had big yields of potent flowers and turned it into some mediocre shit fucking garbage, sweet garbage with no semblance of its original self. And therefore all the medicinal properties were lost. And because they wanted cancer to be a deep tool of depopulation, and they knew that it was going to get you know to the point where it's supposed to kill 2 out of 3 people these days, or 2 out of 3 people are going to
God
contract it.
damn, dude.
And they knew that those skunks, there was something special about those first hybrids. That combination and ratio of genetics and terpenes and cannabinoids, I believe that was the most fucking potent cancer curing thing. Because even like shit fucking oil made from high THC modern garbage today will have an anti-tumor effect. It does kill cancer cells, but not like I believe the original fucking skunks did and do. And that's why I believe they sent Sam to destroy Skunk, and then to
Yeah,
be set him up as this kind of gatekeeper and a respected person. That's why he was involved in all these DNA projects and genome
yeah.
sequencing. And everybody on IC Mag, send me every rare bit of fucking genetic material you've got so I can bank it. And then you've got that piece of shit fucking Kevin Jodrey working for Phylos and promoting Phylos, and then all the fuckery they got up to. So, and now you've got Scum taking it a step further, like that twat fucking copycat using CRISPR CRISPR editing techniques,
That shit.
which is ultimately going to cause cancer, because I've mentioned this before. The book by F. William Engdahl, or William F. Engdahl, whichever way it goes, but the book is called Seeds of Destruction, and it's an excellent expose on GMO and genetic manipulation and modification, and the simple act of tinkering with a plant's genetic sequences, that altering it from its natural DNA sequence. When like a mammal or rat's intestine eats or consumes these genetically modified products, grains or fruits or vegetables, whatever it may be, they contract, they start developing huge, massive fucking tumors. So the plant that once cured cancer, thanks to scum like copycat, will now become a plant that causes cancer.
Well, that's you, isn't that? I mean, that's the law of inversion. Like the reversal. That's that satanic law that we
Exactly. That's
always talk
exactly what it
about,
is.
man.
Satanic law of reversal. Yeah.
Reversal. I mean, it's all like it's everything, man, down to genes. I mean, like to of people to fucking plants. It's everything, man. And yeah, it's an insidious, intentional fucking plan, whether
Yeah.
people want
Well,
to admit it or not, dude. And
we've
and and,
just
and
seen we've just seen with that fucking recent bullshit virus that swept the earth allegedly, and then the cure, that lovely fucking jab that they tried getting people to take 3 off plus 2 boosters and then ongoing. Well, haven't we now seen, since people started altering their genes with mRNA, haven't we seen a massive explosion worldwide of cancers, especially in young people?
and, and cardiac and cardio
Yeah,
fucking long-term cardio effects and shit, man, like
myocarditis,
myocarditis.
pericarditis, straight up heart
Yeah,
attacks.
man, like shit that shouldn't be happening to like athletes, bro.
Yeah,
Like motherfuckers that are healthy dropping on the field.
exactly.
Like, no, man.
So that's proof in itself. Fucking with your DNA, or fucking with anything else's DNA, and then consuming it is just going to lead to cancer.
And
So
also like let me point out, like the pleasant smell, like how like it says in the Bible. Like I love the Bible, man. I love like referencing it because it just is such good, full of good stuff, man. Like the the pleasant scent unto God, like an incense, like a pleasant incense unto God. You know what I'm saying? Like he's talking about like prayer and all that or whatever, like a sweet incense. I feel like that certain things that are holy, like upon this earth, like cannabis, because it's definitely a blessing from God, for on this earth in this dimension that we live in, for divinity and healing. The smell like skunk, those healing smells from the skunk, because I tie that together, uh, is is something that was very unpleasant to the fucking demonic forces, the evil forces that are like that run shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like a very unpleasant like it because of the divine healing aspects, within the smell as itself. I believe there's something there as well. And then motherfuckers like you're talking about Josry trying to write it off, saying that's because we used to grow maybe with like Miracle Grow or some other shit that we don't do no more because we know better now.
Is
Like
that
the
really
smell.
what he says? Because I actually don't.
Yeah, man, that motherfucker and a few other people talking about we used to grow with Miracle Grow, so it's probably that's why, like, it probably smelled, like stronger on the sulfurs and the.
Oh my god, man! I literally cannot listen to that fucking lying cunt's whiny bitch voice. I don't listen to anything he says ever. I don't follow him. I don't fucking. I only hear about stuff when like Rich sends me that clip about him saying there's no skunk now, and people like you telling me what you've heard. Oh man, that's a new one on me. I didn't know. Oh, that guy is pure scum, isn't he? Pure
Yeah, because
fucking
that
scum.
right there is like, now we know for a fact. I mean, he said, yeah, we bred it for like to get rid of the smell because it was getting people busted, and it's like, no, no, that's not why. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not. But I mean, and then so like you either bred the smell out or it was like the Miracle Grow, man. Tell me what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's where, yeah, that's like, and the Fed shit, like it's like Adam Dunn, bro. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, who's at 21 years old? What American? First off, I know how. Okay, here in Michigan, there's a pocket of Dutch ancestry, right? Right in, and I'm not being racist or nothing. I'm just saying, like, there is, like, right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, right up the road from me. There's a pocket of Dutch ancestry. They run business a certain way. That's in their culture, it's in their heritage. They're very, very business oriented. They are not playing. They don't like outsiders. They like to keep it within their community. That's what they do. That's how they make money. That's how they've been successful. Uh, I know for a fact that some punk kid back in the late 80s, early 90s isn't going to haul his ass over to Amsterdam, over there and just be like, hey, I want to start a company, like I'm in the scene now. You know what I'm saying? Just like out of fucking nowhere, bro.
Yeah, and his mom happened to fuck Robert Downey Jr. as well.
Yeah. Come
You
on,
know,
man.
so
Yeah.
yeah, no, exactly. There's so many plants in this industry, bro, literally. And yeah, Dunn is going to be one of them. And yeah, anybody, and basically, who's a cunt and who's not, because basically anybody who doesn't support or who's talk shit about my genetics, that's a scumbag, isn't it?
Yeah. That's hey, there's a link, there's a commonality there. A common
Because
thread, if you will. Like, no, but hey, while you're saying that to the plants, the FBI, man, the FBI absolutely released documents back, like I forgot when it was. They released documents, man, recently saying that for every if there's a group with at least 100 people, like, or at least a gathering, like a group of like 100 people, like members, or like like they have an agent amongst them if
oh
they're
god,
if they're if they're 100 or more, supposedly. Like, they released that. That's what we know, for a fact. So there you go. That tells us right there that there's plants in the industry right
uh,
there.
since Dave Watson, there's been absolutely fucking loads of them.
Yeah, yeah. Dave, man, like, fuck. I hate talking ill of the dead, man, but fuck, man, the
I
fuck,
don't give a
dude.
shit. I'm glad he's dead. I hope he's burning in hell.
He was being very insidious. Yes, he was. He was doing some evil work while he was here. So you
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean.
Fuck
So.
him. I don't care.
Fucking right, but
When Kevin Jodrey dies, I'm going to celebrate because he's pure scum.
oh shit! Oh man, you got a skunk joint rolled up for that one.
Yeah, bottle of champagne,
No man, shit.
bottle of
I tell you
champagne
what.
and ice ready to pop.
Oh, oh man, that's fucked, man. Hey, no, for real though. I've been running some modern hybrids out there alongside my shit, like clones or whatever, just to see what they would do. Because I like to do that. You know what I'm saying? Some, like, there's a well-known clone guy here, and I wanted to see if I could run Platinum Kush breath and some other shit out there with it to see how well it would do. Let me tell you, dude, fucking dwarfed. Those things are like everything else looks like little kitty plants, like little fucking bullshit ass plants, man. Like these mine out there look like Christmas trees. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Literally, bro.
When I first released my seeds, people were commonly doing like side by sides, because obviously prior to me putting them out, there was only that kind of stuff available. So people would be growing my stuff alongside, fucking just take your pick, name any breeder you want. And my stuff always eclipsed it in terms of the growth rates, the vigor, the loudness of the terps, and then obviously vastly superior effects when it was consumed.
Yes, dude, the highs, man. I'm looking forward to this. I'm out of my medicine right now, of my genes, and I'm like, fortunately, I have a guy up the road that's my buddy, Sergio. Man, he grows the fuck out of some herb. You know what I'm saying? He has some good cuts and stuff. It's good, it's decent, but it's not my genetic pool right now. I'm out. Because we thought we were moving there for a while, so I had to restructure and get back going or whatever. But I'm fixing to harvest again, like I said, in 2 to 3 weeks here. Like probably starting in 2 weeks, and then probably be done in about 12 weeks altogether. With because there's some of them that are hazy that'll take a little bit longer than the others. But there's some that are like, God, they're looking so ripe right now. And I don't know, man. There's one I think that it looks almost done. I don't have my microscope on it yet, but I was looking at it and it looks almost done at like midway through week 6.
You
So
can you can find the odd one that is super quick finishing, and people have told me about that. I've probably is maybe only about I don't know, 3 or 4 people tell me that they found like a ridiculously fast one, and it's
yeah,
completely finished.
this is like I mean the Turks are there. I mean it's looking like everything's dying back. You know what I'm saying? The terpenes look milky from a distance. You know what I'm saying? It looks like frosty, but I mean they look a little like opaque instead of clear.
So what
So I'm
else you got
thinking,
in the tent with that 15 different ones you got there? You got that rotten meat smelling haze. What
oh
other
yeah,
stuff?
yeah. I got and the one I was just talking about is that vanilla is like a vanilla haze smell, but the structure is like all day like a Hindu or like a like a maybe like a Afghani. You know what I mean? It's a real short motherfucker. You know what I mean? But the smell has like that like sandalwood, like the frankincense, like all the hazy shit and spiciness, and then but then it has that vanilla on it. So that's
Yeah,
pretty
I'm not a
fucking
massive
nice.
fan of the vanilla personally. I've like come across it. It's not super common. It's quite rare, I think, but it does come out sometimes. I've probably come across it when I've done seed pops about I don't know maybe 2 or 3 times. Not even that much, but not a giant fan of that vanilla terp profile to be honest.
Okay, yeah, this one's like a concentrated. It feels like it's like in the bottle vanilla. You know what I'm saying? Not like
Yeah,
not yeah, it's not like the smooth soft vanilla. So, but it's really cool because I mean, like I said, it's almost done. It looks like it might be done next week or so. I'm gonna take the 30 times microscope on it here, probably tomorrow or so. But yeah, I like that one. Let's see, and then of course there's like 3 or 4. I've got a line skunk that's like right up front, and then I got like a skunk like spray that's in the very back that are in the same row. Uh,
are you sure?
those
Because apparently
Yeah.
skunk doesn't exist and it's not coming back.
No, man, it's there, man. It's like you can smell
And
that one. You can,
that's from a world-renowned expert.
and you walk in. Okay, so this down is my basement. My stairs come down in the middle of my basement, so like you can go. It's equidistant on either side, and it's 1,800 square foot basement. It's a big motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I from the stairs at the top, when I get to the door, I can smell the damn room down here. That's a 10 by 10 room for my tent that I got, right now. I'm building out my shop though this winter. Oh my god, dude, it's gonna be so epic. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna basically make a facility out there, which is gonna be dope. I'm gonna get everything in succession like I need it to be. I'm gonna chamber it up so I don't have to run a lot of power at once. But yeah. So anyway, let me continue. I'm ADD as fuck. Also, let's see. We got the lime skunk, the skunk. Um, let's see. Oh, my son said he smelled one that smelled like it's the second one from the back in the front in the first row. He said it smells like blueberries and grapes, like
Yeah.
mixed together. And I think he's onto something, like a really ripe, like the red grape smell with the blueberry. It's pretty fucking nice.
Yeah.
It's a short one too, man. It's like it, but it's I mean, it's like the shortest one. It's probably like 14, 15 inches tall in a 1 gallon, but it's one fucking cola all the way up it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just one solid fucking beautiful frosty cola that's forming all the way up the center of it, man. Just one bud. So that one would be perfect for like a sea of green. You know what I'm saying? Just like pack it
Yeah.
in, run a bunch of clones of it. You know, that's what I think I'm gonna do too, because it's pretty fucking nice.
So you got your lime, you got your skunk spray, you got blueberry, you got your rotten meat, haze. What else do you think of?
Like some Egyptian musk type smells. My
Yeah,
friend's
yeah.
mom, you know, my friend's mom who passed or whatever. I told you that's why I started the skunk in the first place. She was to wear Egyptian musk, like, and that's, and I kind of smell it in one, and a couple of them actually, not so much on the front note, but this there, and it's beautiful. A lot of floral notes that are hard to pin down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's see. There's a perfume like a grapefruit meets like a musky perfume one that's pretty nice. Um, that's about all I can think of. I can go in here and smell them right here though, if you want, man. Right here, let me see. Let's see
Yeah,
what we
that'd be good.
got.
And then tomorrow we can do a quick one, and you can show us some more on video.
I'll take y'all outside too tomorrow if y'all want.
Oh,
Oh,
100%.
oh,
I'll tell you another super unique profile while you're getting to your plants to do your to do your smells. Is the oud, and that is similar to musk, in terms of like that kind of perfume smell. Like
yes.
oud is like, well, oud is obviously very different to musk, but you know what I'm saying? Oud and musk and sandalwoods, they're kind of classic ingredients in high-end fragrance, aren't they? And that oud is such a unique and fucking nice profile to find. And the way I found out what it was, this is cool too, because I think I've told the story. I was smelling it one day and it was like, what the hell is that? Completely unique. I've never smelled anything like that before. And then literally the same day, the afternoon of that same day, I went into town just because I was in Morocco, and I went into the town and I was just doing some shopping. I went to a shop that sells various uh, incenses and things like that, yeah, and all natural products. And I was looking at one jar that had like this woody type stuff in it. And I was like, what's that? And he says oud. And he took it down and showed it to me and opened it up, and I smelled it. I was like, fucking hell, no way. That's literally the plant that I was smelling this morning. And I was like, what is it? What is this oud? And he was saying like, oh, they use it like as an incense. You set fire to it, you can burn it, and it's like an incense. And that was just fucking cool. Again, that's an intervention from God, no doubt.
Some direction, like some like insight, like this is what you're working with, you
Yeah,
know?
100%.
Okay, so all right, you know that beautiful, like the spaghetti spice smell, like or like the like like the Italian seasoning, like in like whenever you're cooking cooking spaghetti or whatever. Uh, that's what this one up front right here on the last row smells like. It's fucking epic. It smells like some garlic, uh, some onions, like like what I mean, like just like really nasty, but like foody, but like really like.
Yeah, that's quite interesting you say that, because Credence Craft, he said he found one last year, like an Italian deli, smelled like an Italian deli, and he sent me
Hey, there
samples
you
of it.
go. That might be closer to that. Yeah, like something like that. Like the Italian spices, man. Like the
Yeah, he said it was like like this meaty pastrami, like Italian deli type thing, and he sent me some, and it did smell and taste like that, man.
it's pretty nice. I like it. There's just one though that like I can't. I'll stay till last because like it sticks on my mustache and I can't get it the fuck off of it. Like once I lean into the smell. So let me see right here. Okay, the one behind it's like immediate. It's very faint, but it's very right there. You can smell it. It's strawberry.
Nice. I like that, man. That's a variation from the blueberry. Sometimes when you pop a lot of blueberry, you'll just have this odd one that is just pure strawberry, you know? And
Yeah,
it's really fucking nice. Makes incredible hash.
I was going to say I think it will because it's very very open. That was the next words out of my mouth is that it's a very open structure on the
Yeah.
plant. I was going to
Yeah.
ask you, was it an open structure for you? Because like yeah,
Yeah,
that's
definitely. I had that
strawberry.
strawberry haze, if you remember, you know?
Yeah,
And
dude, I'm gonna make some hash this year. I'm making bubble, so I'm fucking excited.
and when I hit that strawberry haze with some skunk, it made the strawberry corpse because it smelled literally like strawberries and dead bodies.
Oh shit, dude. Fucking. Okay, so this one right here that I'm smelling right now. Hold on a sec. All right, so like like a craft store, like when you go in like an arts and crafts supply store,
Like a
like
gluey adhesive smell.
it's yeah, like the like whenever it's like Thanksgiving or like Christmas, like it's the holiday season or something, or Halloween, they start putting out like all that kind of shit, or like, and it smells like it has like that plastic petroleum,
Mm,
um, like a new Halloween mask,
yeah,
uh, fucking weirdness to
bit
it, but
rubbery.
yeah, a bit rubbery, but it also reminds me of like my babysitter's house when I was growing up. Like it smelled, who's my cousin, but it smells just like her house.
Oh,
Like
have you ever come across anything like Play-Doh?
all day, like two or three times I've hit Play-Doh for sure. Yeah, that shit's fucking. It's not my favorite, but
No,
it
not
smells.
me.
It's salty and smells just like some fucking Play-Doh, man. You're right, dude. Like,
That is
yeah,
a weird, that is a strange one, isn't it? Because it is
it is.
exactly Play-Doh.
Hey, the smell sucks, like as far as Play-Doh, but like the taste on that one was actually pretty good. It was a gassy flavor, which I thought was interesting. You know what I mean? But the smell is kind of like I don't know, man. Like this one right here though. Oh my goodness, it's like a man. It's like a mangoey or like a citrusy something. It's a tropical citrusy something, but with a real distinct like body odor on the end of it though. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like an armpit smell, which is pretty cool. I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's neat.
Yeah,
It's
we just recorded an episode yesterday with Tegrity Frank from Instagram and on X as well, and he's growing and breeding with a tropical fruit smile. So
mm,
it sounds a bit like that, you know, because I never ever saw until recent times anything in the literature or being discussed about tropical sulfuric volatile organic compounds, you know, and
yeah,
I swear they've only been able to start talking about that recently because of the fact that I bred tropical fruits with skunks, you know, and put it out in my town tickets, and people have found that because you didn't hear anything about tropical sulfuric volatile organic compounds again prior to 2020. Neither did you hear about all this stuff about thiols and butamercaptan and things like that before there was actually skunk to fucking analyze and find it in, you know?
yeah,
So
for
again,
sure.
that's another way I know for a fact I've had an impact on fucking the gene pool because the people now talking about fucking compounds and things that just weren't fucking talked about before I put out my genetics, you know.
Yeah, for
So yeah, that
sure.
tropical fruit combined with skunk is what's giving those tropical sulfuric volatile organic compounds. And yeah, Frank, he's got some really nice ones he's making F2s with now. And that's what he was talking about yesterday, like a really ripe mango. And yeah, it's just tropical fruits. The mother was like a mixture of, you know, pineapple type, pineapple mango,
Yeah, pineapple. There you go. That's it. Pineapple, mango. Like, yeah, that's it right there.
like a tropical
Maybe
fruit
some
juice, basically.
papaya.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit like that. You follow me? Yeah, like shit like that. Fucking epic, dude.
I like it,
Uh,
and it's like a sister to the Rottenberry skunk smell as well. It looks everything about it is identical apart from one smells of rotten berries and skunk, and also got the smile tip profile. That's why it's called rotten berry skunk smell and tropical fruit smell. That also was the same. It had like the tropical fruit and some skunk, but also I can only call it the smile tip profile because Old Timer One created something called Smile, and it just had its own distinctive tip profile. Like cheese
Ah,
and amnesia, they're just
yeah,
noticeable, and you can tell what they are straight away. It was the same deal with Smile; it had its own kind of tip profile. It was on the sweeter side of things. It wasn't rank or nasty, but it was just pretty unique to that. And so I found a lot of plants when did my last breeding that had this smile tip profile to them. And yeah, that's what I made, the Rottenberry skunk smile and the tropical fruit smile. I also made Star 23, which I'm doing a stock clearance on now because usually when I'm trying to breed something, it's more often to just try to kind of replicate the mother in seed form, or
yeah.
to perhaps improve on it in some way, but to have that tip profile of the mother. And now all the stuff I bred last time I made the current menu I've got now, it's about in the 2023 season, outdoors. I had lots of plants that smelled like smell. Now, anyway, the only thing that didn't really turn out how I expected or wanted was the Star 23. It's turned out fire, and especially for the American market that likes diesel and chem and burnt rubber and that type of thing. But it's not what I really wanted. I was trying to get more of the mother's side of things. But Star 23, oh, so yes, to be honest, the Star 23 mother was the most similar thing to Smile that I found that year. But the offspring seemed to be dominated by the father, which was a burnt rubber skunk male haze, a skunk haze male, sorry. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, most of the Star 23 seems to be putting out that kind of vibe, the burnt rubber, the chem, I think chem dog type smell,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
diesel and skunk, but not as much like the mother as I would like. But that smile was called Smile simply because it just was a mood elevator. No matter how bad or
Hmm.
down you were feeling, it made you feel super fucking good. It made you smile. It made you happy.
Boy,
So
we had some weed back then, like back in the day. I'm talking about like maybe like early, like maybe 2001, 2002, some shit like that. We had some shit. We would just call it giggle smoke, man. We didn't know what the fuck we were growing. It was just, that's what we called it, man. We didn't know what the fuck it was. It was just a clone going around, man. But that shit would have you laughing like a room full of grown ass men just sitting around laughing their ass off,
was
giggling,
there any
dude.
chance it
Like,
could have been White Widow?
I'd fuck if I know, dude. It was just some like, it was like some stringy looking motherfucker that barely produced
Uh,
in Georgia, and it was like you had to grow fucking 20 of them to get anything. But I mean, it was fucking awesome, and it would just make it had like a earthy flavor, like a real like Afghani type earthy flavor to it. But man, that shit would have you fucking just giggling, dude. Like, and I miss that shit, and that's what I found with these genetics is they make you feel that good again. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
the
And
only thing I've had like that outside of the old time one gene pool, that's why I mentioned it, was White Widow back in 2001. And I was getting White Widow grown literally by Shanti in his
ooh,
Swiss greenhouses. Yeah. I had a
yeah,
buddy, I had a buddy who was very good friends with Shanti, aka Mr. Nice Seeds, and
hmm
it's a quarter of a century ago now, so we can talk about it. And Shanti was selling loads of his fucking weed that he grew to the black market, and my buddy tapped into it and brought it to the UK, and I got it from him. And yeah, one Christmas around about Christmas time in 2001, I think it was. Um, yeah, it was 2001, not 2000. And I got this kilo and it was in 4 bits, 4 quarter kilos, 250 grams each. And three of them had white dots on, like on the packaging, and one had an orange dot on. And that orange dot one, everybody who had some of that came back and said it fuck, and like, it was our experience too. That just made you laugh and made you fucking happy. And not everybody that particular one, I just remember it. Everybody who had it, tried it, said the same thing. It just made everybody in the room laugh.
That's fucking epic, dude. See, that's what it should be about. You should feel better whenever you smoke. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't feel like, fuck, I don't want to do shit, dude. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's a time and place for that. And that's called bedtime. You know what I
Well,
mean? Because, like,
you know what? That Star 23, again, as I say, it's not my personal favorite. It's everybody's tried it, likes it, but for me, it's a bit too sedative. It does lack like the nice kind of spiritually uplifting highs that a lot of the stuff, other stuff that I bred has got. So that's personally why I'm doing the stock clearance on it, because I'm not going to breed it again. I'm not going to take it forward because it is just too much, a bit like American weed, like OG, Chem, Diesel, that kind of thing, which is just not
yeah,
really my personal favorite. Because,
gay,
mate,
gay wreckers, man.
yeah, going forward, it's not even, yeah, it's not even crazy day wrecker as such. It's not like pure, just sleep weed, but
Okay.
it's just more sedative than I like, for a daytime smoke.
That's fair.
More recently, since, I've done the second lot of breeding, I've been finding like really fucking nice, uplifting, energizing, but with zero paranoia type highs.
Yes. That's what I'm kind of nervous about
And
this.
long
This
lasting, bro, like 6 to 7 hours.
That's legit because I can attest to that. It's a minimum of 4 hours across the gene pool. Like
Yeah.
I've never run anything that's like, okay, I need something more. Like now, do I want some more? Absolutely. Will I hit some more? Absolutely. Do I need it? No. You know what I'm saying? Like because like it lasts you all day. Like it
Yeah,
will.
I'd say
So
that Star 23 is a good solid 3 to 4 hour, but it's just, yeah, it's that kind of thing. Whereas I really like these fucking 6, 7 hour ones that make you want to be outside going on a hike somewhere.
hey man, is and this is my ignorance, man. But I know that like there's like they called the British sailors like limeys
Yeah.
back in the day or whatever. Is that like a derogatory term?
No, I think it came from the fact that the sailors used to like always take loads of limes and eat limes it prevented scurvy.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Citrus. Okay, so like this one right here smells like lime and feet. So I think I'm gonna call this limey's foot, man. You know what
I've got
I'm?
I've got one variety now called lime piss haze. It's just like lime and piss.
Oh man, you said amnesia haze? No, I said ammonia haze, motherfucker. Like,
You know what's
hey,
funny
no,
about that amnesia haze is I did actually find, or Credence Craft found it technically. He sent me a sample of the blueberry skunk haze, and I've got to say it was like really like amnesia with blueberry. I was quite surprised to find that. So it kind of validated amnesia for me, really, as in being a proper haze in that sense, because clearly Old Timer One had all the hazes, and I just found this one that's just it's identical to amnesia haze, but with some blueberry.
nice. Yeah. Oh. OJ from Connoisseur. He's sending me some seeds or whatever. He's a good buddy, man. He's sending me some amnesia because I told him because he was like, "You've never had amnesia?" I'm like, "No, man. Totally blew my mind because I thought I had, but when he described the Turk profile, I was like, I ain't never had it apparently. So he's sending me some amnesia to fuck with to see what's up with that. I'm just curious, you know what I mean?
Yeah, amnesia is very distinct. It's its own thing. Like I've always said, like cheese. The Exodus cut, the Luton cut,
Yeah.
the original cheese. There's, cheese is cheese. You know that anytime, anywhere. As soon as you fucking smell that bud and it's cheese, you know it's cheese. Same deal
Fucking
with
A.
amnesia. When you know amnesia and you smell it again, you know it, you recognize it. It's
Yeah,
the
that's
same thing.
that's that's the same with like Kim Dog, man. Like Kim Dog
Yeah,
has that fucking like, damn, I know what that is. Like distinct. Like Irene was another one like that where it was like I just know it. Like, and then of course you got like blueberry. You know what
yeah.
blueberry is? It smells like fucking blueberries. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
And
distinct.
skunk.
And skunk, yeah. Oh
Smells
yeah,
like a
and
fucking
skunk,
skunk.
which exists like a motherfucker. And by the way, here in Michigan, man, we got shit tons of skunks, man. We got skunks, badgers, whatever the fuck you can think of, all the furry mammals, man. You know what I mean? And these motherfuckers smell so bad. And yeah, it smells just like that shit when you drive up my driveway now. Like I don't even have to let my windows down to smell it after I get like through the threshold of the trees right there. Like I can I can smell it coming through my AC, you know? Like
Well,
so
Skunky Monkey's got one at the moment. I was hoping to get him on with us today, maybe, but he's busy. Um, yeah, he's got a skunk at the moment that comes from my raunchy skunk haze because thing is, I call things what they actually are, but so many other people would just call it fucking roadkill and just call it roadkill skunk, which it is because everybody, like most people talk shit about roadkill skunk, they don't even know, they've never even had it, for starters, because they're too fucking young. And second of all, this idea of roadkill. Oh no, it's got to be like the carcass or some shit. And Skunky Monkey's got this absolute rank skunk spray plant smell that came from my raunchy skunk haze. And I'm like to him, is that what you fucking guys, or do you think that's what you guys or Americans, Canadians, whatever, you guys over there call in or think of as roadkill? He said 100%, because what does a fucking skunk do when you run it over? It fucking sprays, it emits that fucking contents of its gland. So he was like, yeah, that is fucking roadkill. So really, I
yeah.
should just call it roadkill skunk, but technically it is a skunk haze. And that's what I find as well. I don't know about you, but I find some of the really nastiest stuff is is like a skunk haze hybrid. It's something about that old timer one used to say that haze. I was thinking about this the other day. He used to say haze improves the potency with whatever it's bred to. So whatever you cross to
Mm-hmm.
a haze becomes more potent. So I was thinking he meant that in terms of effects, but I'm also wondering, did he mean in terms of terps, like it ramps up terps as well? Because literally some of the most really, really fucking like extreme, nasty, fucking really vomit inducing skunks I've smelled have been skunk hazes as opposed to like just a pure classic skunk.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's my experience thus far as well. Um, that's why I distinguish like when like you'll see me, I'll put skunk haze hybrids. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
lot on my shit because it's like I want people to understand. It's not one or the other. You know,
No,
it's
the
kind of
skunk terp profile runs through both indicas or sativa or narrowleaf,
right.
broadleaf, whatever you want to call it. It
People need to
runs
understand that. You know, like they
It
need to
runs through all
understand that.
expressions, bro. You can have thin leaf, narrow leaf plants, like really narrow leaf plants that stink of skunk, and they've got haze genetics in them, and then get really super short, squat, fat, broadleaf fucking skunks that stink of skunk as well.
Yeah, and I found those as well. But the thing with the short ones is they're the dark ones.
Yeah,
They're gonna be super dark if
and
they're
they got more of
skunky.
the meaty fucking rottenness to
Yeah,
them. And the
yeah,
thin leaf ones are more like the chemical spray and ammonia and sulfur.
yes, exactly. More of the higher notes.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly right,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. So that's something that I've been examining with the short structure and morphology and shit and the coloration and there's a lot of shit like that.
I'm telling you,
There's
bro, in the scheme of things, nobody in the world knows who you are compared to Kevin Jodrey. But 1,000,000%, you've got absolutely more fucking knowledge and experience of true skunk than that prick has ever had.
yeah, man. You know, and
And
you
right
know the
now, let me
thing.
tell you something. Right now, you piss all over Kevin Jodrey. Kevin Jodrey is fucking drowning in your piss because fucking you've got way better genetics than that fucking chump.
Yeah, man. You know what? And that's his decision. He could have better ones.
Well, he does have. Let's face it as well. He's also obtained my genetics, but fucking God
Yeah.
hasn't blessed him with the fucking best. He's just managed to draw out the less fucking
All right, all right.
good
My
stuff.
question is to you, man. Like, what fucking American can just like up and go to Pakistan? Like, who does that? I mean, I guess you can now, but like, who does that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just weird to me, man. He just had access to all these like little villages and all that shit and all these genetics over in Pakistan.
I
I
don't
don't
know. I
know.
saw him dressed up in his little fucking costume and his gay little beard, and I saw him with that fucking effeminate young Pakistani boy or whatever. But I didn't actually follow his I don't follow the cunt. Literally, I don't. I'm not just saying that when I say that. I literally, because I can't stand the sight and sound of him. I don't fucking
Right.
follow and see what
My
he
wife, my wife thinks his voice is hilarious. She
does.
does. She laughs. She's like, "Oh my god, dude!" I'm
Listen,
like,
back in the day, I did like Kevin Jodrey. I fucking used to listen to his videos and fucking, think he was all right until I had personal experience and interaction of him. I found him just to be absolute fucking scum, and a liar and a fraud and everything else I've told world is,
what what pisses me off about people like him is that they are really goddamn smart. They're super fucking smart. You know what I'm saying? They're super fucking knowledgeable. They do know all the fucking terms. They do have all the fucking, knowledge that the feds have given them and all this shit. And people listen to that because it sounds fucking good. You know what I'm saying? And oh, this guy knows what the fuck he's talking about. And he does, but he's
Well, he
not
just
telling
went
them.
out there and said sesquiterpenes in every single sentence he uttered for a couple of years and made
Hey
people
man,
think.
don't you forget about the tertiaries, man. Don't
Don't forget about them sesquiterpenes, man. Fucking
Oh
sesquiterpenes. What
man,
an
no man, Ganjier, that shit, man. I couldn't laugh. I couldn't laugh any harder. After that, that's when I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm done associating with these people, man. I don't, I can't. Like now, y'all are just like asking for money, like stupid money to come in. Like that's all y'all are asking for at this point. Y'all don't even care
It's
about
wild. People think that they can pay him X amount of $1,000 to attend some bullshit course and become a certified fucking
expert.
ganja.
Just disregarding our fucking 20, 30 fucking years of experience, that we've all, put our livelihoods on the line trying to fucking learn, and do
Exactly.
right.
The way you become a connoisseur and an expert is just simply to grow the biggest range of fucking genetics you can do. And that is why I said, the tip town tickets, if you want to become I'm not going to use that term, obviously, a fucking ganjier. Oh my God, it's so cringe. But if you want to become a connoisseur or an expert, just grow multiple packs of tip town tickets because there's 60 different, well, you can't get them no more because they're all sold out. And I've got my tip town tickets 2.0 now, which has got 20 different varieties in it, but the original Tip Town tickets that you've got, that had the offspring of 60 different mothers, all pollinated by that one classic skunk male. So that was a true fucking experience and a way of becoming experienced. And
Yeah,
you'll
and honestly, that's what I love about this is that, yeah, dude, I've been learning like as a grower, just as a grower, not even a breeder. Breeder, that's something that's whatever. Uh, as a grower, this shit has made me like as a pheno hunter. You know what I'm saying? It has really just fucking confounded me and challenged me and fucking really made me be intentional beyond any other level of intention I've ever had, like it's in selecting. You know what I mean? Like it's like, no, this is really good. This is really good. This is really good. This is really good. Fuck. What do I select? What do I really, really want? You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I encourage anybody if they can, to do, man, because it's a fucking learning experience, dude, and it's humbling as shit, dude. It's
well,
like you
even
think
better as a consumer, because once you get to consume all those different things and feel all the different feelings and effects and taste all the different fucking flavors, that's what it's really cool.
yeah, it is. No, there's nothing more rewarding than like waking up in the morning and going, which variety do I want to start my day with? Like which cultivar do I, like what, you know what I mean? Like you could at any time just like have this selection of shit that don't exist like anywhere. You know
When
what
you
I mean?
think,
And
when you think
it,
of the range of stuff that was available prior to 2020, it was just fucking dickheads going on about cookies and gas, wasn't it?
it was awful, bro. I was so sad. I was depressed. Like I was really depressed for a long time. Like because it didn't seem like anything. I thought we were gonna bottleneck everything. I thought it had pretty much been,
It
to be
was. It was the
honest.
end of the road.
Yeah.
If I hadn't dropped something like the Tip Town tickets, which is like a totally fresh injection of,
Yes.
and a huge injection too. It was like literally over 60 different mothers that were all completely unique. I started with around 200 plants. Yeah, I got rid of the males I didn't want. I got rid of, a small number of herms that showed up. I got rid of anything that was too hungry for one nutrient over another compared to its peers. And then I was still left with like 60 unique females that were all different but special in their own
Different.
way and just not
All of them.
available anywhere else. I knew what was around and nobody had anything like those 60. So that's why I kept them and put them all in that big mix, just to give the community the opportunity to experience them.
And I appreciate too, man. I've been doing the work with it myself, and I tell you what, I've got the skunk steps, like I said, on my website, which I'll drop at the end of the episode or whatever. But down, yeah, but it was 5 males onto the 23 females, so it's a lot more. It's opened up. It's not as concentrated on the like as yours was. So like it's not like it's going to be more spread out and shit. As far as like not like but yours is more refined, so to speak. So like I'm
Well,
kind
only
of
in
like
terms of the male, because with the Tip Town tickets, like I said, it was 60 different females. It was like a bit more. It was like more than 60, less than 70. I don't remember the exact figure. 60 odd females. They were all different, But
yeah.
the male, it was just one male.
Right. And so it's like the 5 males that it kind of just spreads shit out. And like, so what I'm seeing now is like grandparents and great grandparents and all kinds of weird shit. And it's really cool. Um, and I don't know. I've never had, uh, like I said, I've never had a selection problem before as far as like whenever I pop a pack of seeds, I don't care what size, I can nail down my keeper within a given amount of time. Like, okay, that's it. That's what I'm doing. That's easy to for me. With this gene pool, man, it's like I sit there and scratch my head and like argue with myself and like just like I just don't even know. I'm like, nah, man, we need to keep that, but we can't. We don't have room for that, but we need that. And it's the only time I've ever had that happen with a gene pool, and I love it because there's so much unique shit. Like I mean, I hate to call it shit, but I'm just saying there's so many unique things going on that I don't feel like honestly you'll ever get to all of what's in there. You know what I
Well, that's
mean?
why I never trade with anybody, bro. The amount of people that's hit me up over the years, especially in the early days when I put the genes out there, I just don't trade simply because, especially being in the UK as well, unfortunately, I don't even have the opportunity you've got at the moment. I always have to fucking leave the UK to do big things. But yeah, I will never have the opportunity to fully explore probably everything I've already created, let alone take on anything from anybody else.
Yeah, dude, like that's what I'm saying. Like for life, I'm set for life on. I mean, really, like I'm set
Yeah,
for life. I
genuinely.
I never have to leave this gene pool. That I will be able to make whatever I want. If I want something purple and gassy and candy, that can be. I can do that if I want that. That's what everybody has. But if I want to, I can do that. If I want skunky and fucking whatever, I can do that. I can do whatever with this gene pool, and that's
That's
what I'm
another
trying to tell
interesting
people.
point, bro. If you've seen much purple pop up, because you will find purple plants within that old time
Oh
one.
yeah, dude. I've got a couple right now that are popping up purple, like, and not even temperature wise because it's
No,
been
no, no.
it's
It
been
could be the
warm.
height of summer and they'll turn purple.
Yeah, bro, it's been warm as fuck in this basement. It don't drop below like right now, like this is the peak. And so like I can't get it below like 70, 72. You know what I mean, at night. And normally I can get down in the 60s. I like to keep it like 66, 68, to get them, to express. But man, I've got senescence going on like a motherfucker, like anthocyanins popping up everywhere. I've got some pinks and some purples and some oranges and all kinds of
There's some
beautiful shit.
beautiful purple stuff in that gene pool, like the purple
Yeah.
pickled onion garlic vinegar thing I had. That purple.
I'll show you this purple one right. Hey, I'll show you. Hold on. Let me show you. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let me see real quick. Let me turn this joker around. How do I turn this motherfucker around? Can you see the
Oh yeah,
purple?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm talking about
So
full on, like completely purple, though. Like
yeah, yeah,
everything.
yeah. No, like I have that too, but that's usually outside that I've had that like completely purple. But I've had purpling without any temp change. Is what I'm
How
saying.
does
Like,
that one you showed me there smell?
oh, this one. Hold on. That's one of them hard ones, man. That's one of them. There's floral and like dirty socks, like not quite like feet, but like that. like dirty laundry
Yeah,
smell. You know,
yeah, yeah. I
that's
know.
pretty cool.
Yeah. No, but I'm sure that's the one Joji refers to as the gym bag fucking one.
Yeah, gym bag. There you go. Fucking A. Yeah, that smell. Like it's like not the person, but the clothes. Like just nasty and
Yeah,
sour.
sweaty, fucking stale.
Yeah.
Must.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what that smells like. But with like some like rosy uh lilac type smell on it. You know, like some
Yeah,
kind of
that's nice. I I don't just like skunk. I like pretty much everything, most things. I don't like dog
yeah.
shit and all that, but I really do like some of the floral stuff you find in that gene pool,
Yeah,
That's
dude, there's some really sweet floral shit. Like
some
it
like
really is.
honeysuckle type things as well.
Yeah, sweet floral. That's yeah, exactly. It's like you could close your eyes, man, and you're like,
Have
you're
you
like
found
just
any
like
eucalyptus?
dude, I've got two outside right now that ain't even full flower. They just started flowering. They are already fucking eucalyptus, like as hell. So who knows if they'll keep that now? Because you know how they do. They outside they do that shit where they keep changing profiles.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And they'll
yeah.
express.
The
Uh,
eucalyptus does tend to, in my experience, tend to fucking remain throughout.
okay, all right. I hope so because it's really nice, dude. Yeah, like the male I've got, George. I named him George Washington. That's the name of my that's the name of my breeding male, man. You know, fucking, uh, he smells like onions and like the pickled onion shit that you're talking about, like with some pine and with some floral notes and with the and what we were just talking about. I forgot what the fuck we were just talking about, but like with that
Eucalyptus.
eucalyptus. Thank you.
Yeah.
He smells. He has that in it, and then I have a female in there that smells just like it has. It's more eucalyptus forward.
Yeah, some of them are like straight Vicks vapor rub, like extreme
Yes,
eucalyptus, like actually clears your sinuses when you smell them.
that's more of the male. That's George Washington for you. He's got like more of like the mentholy side of the
Yeah.
eucalyptus, like, and the other one's more like it smells more like the plant eucalyptus, more like the koala bears
Have
over
you
there
found
munching
any that
on
go
it.
on the mint side as well?
Mint? No, I haven't found any mint, and I would love some mint. That'd be kind of dope. No, I never had no mint, dude.
Yeah.
Except for like Durban Poison back in the day had a little bit of a mint to it, like on the anise oil and mint and menthol, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah. In that spectrum, like of tips, you've got the eucalyptus, the menthol, the mint, and like a pine resin. Have you ever been pine resin sap and stuff, that white shit you get off pine trees? You ever been?
Oh man, yeah, surrounded by pines in Michigan, dude. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it smells like too. That's what I'm saying. My male has like a really strong pine, um, like a pine saw, like a pine cleaner pine to it. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, the menthol, some pine, well, eucalyptus menthol, and then, yeah, fucking like that funky garlic, onion, skunky, nasty shit. It's really cool, man. It's like he's actually one of the smellier fucking plants out there right now before flower,
It's
which
such
is,
a shame this world is so bullshit that you can't just like legally just fucking send me some of your flowers, bro, over to the UK.
I
So
wish I could, man. I wish I
wouldn't it be
could,
nice if you could
dude.
just go to the post office and just fucking send over some flowers without any hassle?
Well, man, if I could, man, I would. Like, you know what I'm saying? If we could figure out a way to do it, man, you know what I mean? Because, like, look, I'm telling you, the outdoor, man, it's so beautiful here. It's just like the cool nights because it's in the fruit belt. It finishes out and just ripens up like you would, like nobody's business, man. Like, it's fucking, and everybody's surprised. They're like, Michigan? I'm like, yeah, not the whole state. There's parts that fucking suck for growing. You know what I'm saying? Mostly like the eastern side where it gets all humid and fucking like stagnant. Over here, we got the steady ocean, I mean, steady lake breeze coming in at night, and it cools everything off in the summer, but it keeps shit from freezing and getting too cold during the fall. And so, like, you got the extended like summer here, even though we're in northern Michigan, we're still like in zone fucking 6. You know what I'm saying? Which is like decent. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good fucking outdoor here, dude. And I would love, man, God, I would love for you to try some, man. It's fucking bullshit. I'll tell you what though, we're gonna have an event here next summer. I'm gonna have like a cup here. I'm gonna try to do that. And you're invited, bro, of course. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're guest of honor, you know what I'm saying? You and Rich,
I
man.
honestly don't think I'd get into America, bro.
You don't think so?
Nah, I got
Yeah.
the amount of people that's like been refused entry for bullshit reasons. I got to because like you got to fill in like all these bullshit forms and fucking. It's not you can't just buy a ticket and come to America no more from the UK anyway. You've got to like fucking fill in some advanced bullshit. I'm just not going to fucking do, you know. And
Bro, I've got you. Just go down to Mexico, right? Just go down to Mexico, and then you could just walk across the motherfucking border, and they'll
you
let
know.
you come on in, bro. They'll give you some money and a cell phone and some fucking help, you know? People here are joking about that being the retirement plan. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking like just going down to Mexico and coming back through there and being like, no, y'all take care of me now. You know?
Bro, listen, we have people saying the same shit here now because we're being absolutely flooded every day of the year, practically, especially this time of year when the weather is conducive to sailing. We've got all these fucking scum being fucking imported by the UK government from France to fucking our country. As soon as they get off that fucking, well, listen, they leave France, they get halfway across the English Channel, and then they're met by the fucking UK border force, who then escort them in to the fucking country, make sure they get in safely, and then as soon as they arrive, they get given everything. They get given a 4-star hotel, for example. I'll tell you if you want to see what's really going on in the UK right now. Go to Google and just like search, not Google, YouTube, and just search UK migrant hotel protests, look up a guy called AY Audits and a few others and see what's really going on, right? Because they're fucking bringing these people over and they're all fucking, the detritus of Eritrea and Ethiopia and Afghanistan and Sudan and fucking North Africa. And they're importing these cunts like we've got not quite riots, but like protests going on. There'll be riots this summer, I think. The government's trying to stir it up, but they're bringing these fuckers over, and they're immediately housed in like 4-star accommodation that currently most average UK people can't afford to stay in for even a night or two. No, it's not a joke. It's true, absolutely true. 4-star hotels are being
Yeah,
absolutely bought out by the government for
yeah.
like 2 or 3 years. They're filling up all these hotels in every fucking town and city in the UK without, seriously, everyone. There is not a fucking town, city, or practically a village even that doesn't have some of these cunts nearby. And they're bringing them in, putting them in the hotels. They're getting 3 or 4 meals a day. They're getting given clothes. Every single one gets a fucking brand new iPhone or a Samsung, and then they're given like a £50 allowance per week. And these scum are in our country, right? Fucking raping our fucking kids. There's a piece of shit from fucking Eritrea arrived the other day. He hadn't been in the country fucking 8 days where he'd committed 3 sexual assaults on fucking school kids.
Jesus Christ, dude.
And it's like an epidemic in this country right now. People could say I'm racist, this, that, or the other. I don't give 2 fucks. I want every one of these pieces of shit out of my country.
That's
Okay.
how I feel, man. Look, I feel I don't give a fuck if they look just like me, bro. I don't give a fuck. It's not
It's
even
how they
about that.
behave. Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
how they fucking behave, bro. I don't give a fuck. But you don't see fucking, people from Denmark and Norway and fucking Wales and shit coming in from en masse. You know what I'm saying? You don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So what are we supposed to fucking think? You know what I mean?
And it's
So
it's just madness, bro. They literally they're not allowed to work, right? So they're not allowed to work because they're so-called asylum seekers. So they're not allowed to get a job. But then a lot of them are working for Deliveroo and Uber Eats and shit like that, food delivery companies, or they're just sitting around in fucking children's parks and fucking sitting and loitering around outside these hotels. And they are literally just fucking committing like ridiculous amounts of sexual assaults. It's fucking insane right now what's happening. And that's why people are finally starting to fucking rise up against it. But that, unfortunately, is all part of the fucking UK
plan, yeah.
government's plan. They want
Yeah,
civil war. They
they
want a
do.
big. so that
All
they
they
can then
want.
crack down on all forms of dissent and protest and
And
bring
martial law,
digital
yeah,
ID and all that kind of shit.
martial law, and then a credit system, a credit based, like merit, what I'm saying, like credit,
Yeah,
what do you call it, man? Social credit score
yeah,
and shit. Like we're man, yeah, they're trying to restructure everything. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
yeah.
Because that's the only way they could ever do it is they have to like destroy like the world's like routine
Well, they want the
and
Great
then
Reset. They want central.
reset.
They want the CDBCs, the digital currencies, and the digital IDs. And
Yeah.
the average normal person doesn't want cash to be fucking made extinct. Essentially, they don't want fucking
Well,
zero
yeah,
cash. And the only way they can bring in that system is to do what they're doing.
yeah, exactly. I think me and you, yeah, it was me and you that were talking last time. Is like they know, like here in America, especially that they can't send in their foot soldiers and shit to like small town and rural areas and shit. They have no reach with that, so they're using like disease and fucking like flooding and fires and shit to
Yeah,
handle
that's
that.
another thing, bro. It's going on in well, it's all over the world, but I am so surprised, like even on like Instagram and Twitter, that the average people in our community, our community, I'm surprised nobody is talking about the weather warfare because it's so fucking obvious. The
Obvious,
fires,
dude.
the floods, the tornadoes, the hail now. Have you seen the ridiculous hail we've got now? The new hail looks like
Yes.
fucking baseballs instead of fucking the little small hail we used to get back in the day. Now it's a full-on fucking weapon, the hail they've got.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude. And we were watching
America
this
is
too.
under attack, bro, big time with weather
Oh
warfare.
my God, dude. Absolutely. Hey, they shut down the Starlink the other day as a test. You see that shit?
No, I didn't say that.
Starlink, that's what's his name? Musk, Elon's
Yeah,
satellite shit.
yeah,
They
I know.
shut that shit down for a few hours or whatever just to test and see if they, so people let people know, hey, we can, you're dependent on us, basically, and we can. They said they blamed it on the T-Mobile launch or whatever, but all it
But
was
bro,
is
have you seen the flooding now? The new flooding is like cars and houses being washed away
oh
constantly.
yeah, dude, Texas
When
and
did we have
and
flooding like that before?
fucking a, dude, like every few hundred years, every few thousand years, maybe, like
Have you seen what they're doing in China? China is fucked up, right? Currently, right now, half the country is in like ridiculous droughts and extreme heat, and the other half of the country has got the floods like you've had in North Carolina and that, but on steroids. Even those Chinese are hitting the people even harder than the fucking Americans, and same
that's
deal in
fucked.
Europe. Like we've not really, I don't understand. I can't. I've been trying to figure out why they haven't done it to Britain yet, but because we've not been hit with these massive hailstones yet, just across the water in France, Germany, Austria, Spain. All of them European countries have been this year absolutely obliterated by mad
Mm.
floods and insane hail. That, like I say, these hailstones are now the size of fucking like golf balls and baseballs, grapefruit type size, smashing windscreens, smashing acres of greenhouses, wiping out crops. If those fuckers hit,
Yeah,
that's a full on fucking weapon, like fucking
that's a weapon.
baseball
That's
pieces of
intentional. It's
ice.
directed. Like fuck, dude.
Well, they can weaponize every single aspect of the weather, basically. So
Prince of
that's
the
what they're
power of
doing.
the air, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all that shit is, man. Weather manipulation. Hey, fucking Tesla. Nikolai, man. He warned our ass before he passed. He was like, man, technology is gonna make horrors that humanity is not ready for. Like that. We're gonna
And these
come up with some
fires, it's all
shit.
over, like the Grand Canyon fire you got going on at the moment. Like Canada's being hit to fuck. Like the fires are just fucking insane.
We get the smoke down here, bro. I mean, yeah, granted, I'm on the 45th parallel, so I'm like basically in Canada, but it's coming across the Great Lakes, and I don't give a fuck if it's raining or anything. It don't get cleared out. You just got to wait for that smoke to clear. And we've had a lot of like overcast bullshit, like bad, days this year. But hey, but the skunks and everything looking great outside. Still, they ain't even fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? So That's how
Well,
I feel about that.
as long as you don't get any insane fire or any insane floods, you're going to be sweet, you know?
Yeah, it's fucking pretty epic, and I'm hoping not. But like last night, we were outside, and there they were, fucking chemtrailing the shit out of the yard. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, bro, it's getting late over here.
oh shit,
Right
yeah,
now.
bro. Sorry about that.
No, it's all good. But I also know, like, audience retention. That fucking, we've been talking nearly 2 hours. And these people don't have the. Most people these days don't have the attention span. So, yeah, if we
Yeah,
start to wrap this one up, and then we can maybe take a look at your garden tomorrow as well, man.
absolutely, for sure. Yeah, I guess just like before I go, man, Fourth House Genetics Direct.com, and yeah, that's all I got to say, man. I thank you for having me on today, Blue.
Yeah, if you want to experience the old timer one gene pool and all the stuff we've been talking about, hit up Fourth House Genetics because I guess how many different seed varieties have you got going to have available, bro?
Well, right now I just got the skunk steps, which is like I didn't label anything. I just threw stuff in together. It's 20 seeds, but it's all of the outdoor selections within that,
It's kind of
seed.
like your own tip town tickets.
Kind of like my own Turktown tickets until I refine them more and more, because it doesn't work. So yeah,
Well,
basically.
just tell people what they are. It's just like basically like a treasure trove or a fucking well, it's just an
Yeah.
opportunity. I think it's what anybody who's truly interested in cannabis, who thinks themselves as a connoisseur, who wants to experience lots of different things instead of just the same old bullshit, then that's exactly the type of pack that you want to tap into. So you're going to get a load of skunks, loads of hazes, a load of fucking fruit stuff, all in one pack that you can fucking, experience. And you won't find
Exactly.
anything else like it. You're not going unless you're buying seeds from me, you're not going to get old timer one stuff anywhere else, in any meaningful way. So you uh who else really? There's a few people breeding on my stuff, but a lot of the cunts even now don't tend to give credit. Like people that even used to be, I used to consider quite cool, are breeding now and it's so funny. I'm not going to name him, but he'll know who he is if he's listening. Putting out some feminized seeds of mine. I had to remind him to fucking. I was like, oh, is that bred of mine? Because like he's putting out this fucking like tip profile description, how it's fucking, the loudest, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, yeah, sounds familiar. I'm sure this guy bought the seeds off me. And so I hit him up. I was like, yeah, is that my stuff? Like, yeah, I forgot to fucking put my name on there. So, there's other people out there putting out stuff, but I don't even rate S1s and feminized seeds, man. I'm much better what you're doing for regular seeds. So, yeah, if
I
anybody
agree. I
wants
agree,
to
man. I think
try,
back crossing. I think back crossing's the way for stability. I genuinely feel that. I don't feel like S. I mean, S1's great and all, but like I'm gonna go back crossing regular. I think that's the way to go from here on out. If I keep it tight and yeah, I'm gonna keep it going because it needs to be. But I'm glad that I ran into these, and I'm glad I ran into you, and it's changed my whole game up. It's actually put me back to square one in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? So
well, I'll be definitely interested to see what people find in your packs and see them posting pictures and reports and testimonies, man. See, so they concur with what we've been saying.
hell yeah, that's what I'm excited about too. Because I've had a few orders or whatever. People they said they won't be running them until like the fall because they'll start them indoors. They got them a little late or whatever. But yeah, I'm excited too because uh, because I'll be doing volume two because that's the Skunk Steps volume one right now, and I've released it kind of like a mixtape, because it's a bunch of mix, it's like a mixtape, it's like a CD, like, and then like the volume two will come out until I get to the good ass skunk, like the one I'm breeding for that's gonna just like fucking like hurt people, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the one, and and then there's already in there, there's skunk in there obviously all day in different types. It's just there's a certain one that I've got in my mind that I know is in here. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, you just need to get a skunk male and a skunk female and
yeah,
fucking just put them together, test the offspring, find out they're exactly fucking what you want, and then just put it out as a straight fucking skunk variety, man.
yeah, that's where I'm working on. But I want to make it like where like man, it's like I want it. Yeah, it's in there because all of it's eye watering and shit. So just trying to. I got a specific profile in mind, but like I smelled it the other day out in the garden when I walked by, and I couldn't nail which one it was coming from. but I know it's there. You know, so it's yeah, it smelled like I thought there was a skunk in the yard. So I'm excited. Anyway, I'll let you go, Blue. I'm sorry, man. Been holding you up. But yeah, thank you once again. And y'all hit me up. And y'all hit up Blue. And I will always give you credit, man. You know what I mean? I always tell people too on my videos. I'm like, so here's how it went. Old Timer 1, Blue Skies Vienna, Fourth House Genetics. You
Well,
know.
I'll get Rich to put in the link to your website. If you fucking just send him the link as well.
Right on.
We'll get him to put that in the bottom of the description box here. So anybody listening to this right now will be able to go straight to your website, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much, Blue.
All right, buddy. It's been cool. Thanks to everybody who's been listening so far. Don't forget to fucking subscribe and subscribe to Fourth House Genetics podcast
Yeah,
also.
all right, man. Much love, Blue.
Catch you later, bro.